Let's do a late spring veggie garden update. So it's now late November and I put most of my veggies in about late August, so end of winter here in Australia. And I've been harvesting all sorts of veggies. I have a few things, a few of the more summery crops are nearly ready. For example, down here, my cucumbers, I've got quite a few different varieties hanging around. There's this one here. They're getting lovely new sizes. There's some little ones there with the nice flowers. And then we'll move up and you can see here is my broccoli. And I've been harvesting my broccoli for quite a while now, and you can see down here that I cut the big head off. I'd say it was probably about 3 weeks ago, but I'm getting these new shoots, these new heads forming off the sides, which is good. I've actually never really grown it before. This is my first year growing it. So I just pulled some out, but as you can see here, there's some more heads growing off the side. I just want to see how that goes, and maybe I'll get some more, broccoli heads, which would be exciting. Now, our tomato situation is a little bit of a mess. So up here, I've got tomato plants that I have literally, cable tied. You can see here, I've cable tied these to sticks all over the place. And yeah, so I've got some big tomatoes here. I haven't actually eaten any yet. I find that the birds have been getting to these quite badly recently. So I think I'm going to start trying to pick these when maybe they're not green, but maybe an orangey color, because I literally just walked out and there were birds like all over these tomatoes. But there are a lot of green ones, hanging around, and I'm excited to pick them and try them. Now moving over to my peas. These snow peas, there's still some around. They're looking pretty, they're not looking great anymore. And the plants themselves are actually starting to die up. I've had plenty of snow peas, but I think they're at the end of their life, and I might pull them out soon and plant some new things. Now my beetroots are looking fantastic. I've got quite a few in here. I'm going to start pulling those out soon. Now I've got some beetroots over here too. These are variegated, they're different colours, so I'm actually quite excited to pull them out and have a look inside those. And then next is my Brussels sprouts. I have quite a few plants hanging around. These are my 3 big ones, and Brussels sprouts, if you don't know, form off the edges or the leaf nodes, kind of where they join the stem. There's a little one up here. You can see it's only very small. On this plant, might be a bit hard to see, but there's quite a few more. They're a little bit bigger. They still need probably a good 6 weeks. There's some small ones forming on this one as well. This is the first time I've grown Brussels sprouts too, so I'm quite excited to see how these go. Now over here are my carrots and onions, and I did a video about my carrots. I've just been pulling them out, occasionally, kind of when I need them. They're still going really well in here. They're all happy, still messy. But I'm very excited because over here I have all my onions, and they're actually starting to bulb. So again, first time I've grown onions, but down here you can see, actually there's a good one in here. It's a bit dark and it's a bit hard to see, but they're actually getting, a fairly reasonable size. And same as this one. So you can see some of these bulbs down here. It's really hard to see on the camera, but they're getting bigger and bigger, so I'm hoping soon to start picking some of those. Now over here I have my potatoes and my sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are going well. I planted my potatoes probably about 2-ish weeks ago. I did a video on that. They've really come up they've really come up really well, these new potatoes. And then moving on, these are my button squash. So there's plenty forming under here, as you can see. They're looking really good. Really happy. I've started taking a couple. There's a few that aren't looking that good on there, but they've been, like, the good ones have been nice. There's a nice kind of, that wasn't good, but there's a nice big one in here which is looking good. I might cook that tonight for dinner. Now behind here I also have some eggplants, and you can see there's little flowers forming on those. They're looking pretty good, kind of hidden by that button squash a little bit. But then over here I'm quite excited. I have my cabbages. So I have both green and red cabbages, and they look like they've got a bit of pest damage, but the cabbages themselves are looking really good. They're starting to, get nice and thick and juicy looking, and the red ones are a little bit behind. They still need a bit longer, but they're still looking nice and healthy. Moving on again, I have some more cucumbers here. This is a different type. Now look how long this one's getting. It's a really long, skinny cucumber. It looks funny though. It needs to plump up a bit though. Moving over again, more eggplants along the back, but in front I have more button squash, and these of course are really hard to see. It's just they're very thick at the moment, so see if we can get a look from underneath. We'll see if we can get a look from underneath. So that's one, there's 4 along here. They have plenty of button squash on there, which I've started to pick as well. These ones are a bit yellower than the other one I have. So this is the other half of my veggie garden, and here I have more greens, more of my herbs, and honestly this is all just booming. I've been very excited about my zucchinis. If you can see, it's kind of wedged between the rocks, but it's very big, and there's quite a few kind of hiding in this zucchini bush. I kind of have to dig through and then randomly find zucchinis, but it's pretty fun. This lettuce here is actually starting to go to seed, so I have to plant some more lettuce, but otherwise I've got some spinach, tomatoes, some more zucchinis. It's about to rain, so I was going to water it, but it's going to rain, so it's fine. It's looking a bit dry. And some cucumbers growing down there. I'm not sure if you can quite see them. My kale, for some reason my kale hasn't been going very well compared to everything else. Behind there, celery, green onions, more celery, which is like okay, not amazing. That kale, I think some of it's been, this kale over here I think it's actually been eaten by some bugs. I might have to do something about that. Now over here is this is my nice healthy bit of lettuce at the moment, and I have to plant some more soon so I get, continuous supplies, because this is my older lettuce. You can see very high, it's starting to flower at the top. This means that I need to, cut it out, get rid of it. It's not really that edible anymore. Same as my basil and all that's flowering. I've got my sweet Italian and my Thai basil. And I've had this for a while now, but my baby broccoli or broccolini bush has been incredible. I've got so much off it, but it is time to say goodbye. I think it is looking pretty done. I can't see really many more new shoots coming off. Moving along, bay leaves, mint. I've got a little bush of capsicums over here. These are a different variety I haven't grown before. They're called candy cane. You can see they're reasonable size. They're much smaller than the usual ones. Down here, this bush is just, the plant isn't growing that well, but it's producing a lot of these, the typical bell pepper kind of capsicums. They're only small though, so I'll see how they go. And that is about it for the herbs. So thanks for watching my veggie garden update and having a look at my herbs and stuff. I'll post some more updates soon, but yeah, it's been a very exciting process. And check out my videos about how I built and planted all these veggie gardens. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.